Hello and welcome to another online resources tutorial video. So I am back on the berkslibraries.org page today, our website, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of a brief overview and highlight a couple really cool things that you may not know about. So here again, you have this bar at the top. That's going to be there all the time, regardless of if you are on here, the berkslibraries.org page, or a specific library page. In addition, you can also access your specific account, which we will discuss more about next week. You can change the font size if you need it to be easier to read, and you can choose to make a donation at to one of the libraries by clicking here. Okay, so you'll notice here, first of all, you can very easily search the catalog right on the first page. And you're also going to see information about new items. Of course, the coronavirus information is very important at the moment, different updates regarding what's happening. Occasionally, there will be something like this, a Libby digital book club, that kind of thing. Down here, you'll see event highlights, and that's going to be county-wide. So let's start by showing you how you can utilize the Events and Classes tab here. Events and Classes tab is going to pull up any of the events and classes that are happening in any of the Berks County libraries within the Berks County Library System. But you can filter them by age, date, location, or event type. So you can kind of narrow down if you had a certain interest, if you wanted to join a new book club, if you wanted homeschool support groups, if you wanted to find storytime and lap sits that were near you, all of that would be right here. In addition, you can access many different research information, and these are really going to be useful databases that are specific to Berks County. For instance, business associations that will give you contact information for different chambers of commerce and business associations. Educational partnerships, again, local to the area. And economic development, as well as these additional local resources regarding government departments and services. You also can go to databases, which is going to be a directory that's going to talk a little bit about Ancestry.com, the library edition. Usually this is accessible at the library on our computers. It's a library edition that you are free to use to access different census records and documents regarding Ancestry. However, as of right now, January 2021, being that we are in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, that is still accessible from home. So we'll talk a little bit about that next week, but if you wanted to know more in the meantime, you can go here to the COVID-19 resource page, and that's going to give you more information as far as how to access it. And here are some other helpful things, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of these later. But a lot of them are from Power Library. You also have education and resources such as college information, including test prep, college planning resources, and school and homeschooling information, including curricula and resources, advocacy and support groups. I know I've talked about the Homeschool Legal Defense Association before. Here's a nice link for it, as well as some other supportive associations. Again, history and genealogy, obviously, you're going to see Ancestry.com, but also that's just one avenue of ancestry research. And so it also lists local historical societies and genealogical societies. and job-seeking resources. Under kids, you're going to have access to kids programs, information regarding summer quests, which will be coming up soon. We're already thinking about it. Resources for parents and caregivers, homework help, book lists. There you see some of those. Information for educators. This is a newsletter that's pretty new to the library system. It looks like, yep, our winter newsletter is officially up, and our first issue, the fall 2020, is still there to view. This is very helpful, and it is geared towards all educators, homeschool families, childcare providers, and community partners. I would definitely encourage you to check that out. Our accessibility and supportive learning collection is also newer. And here you're going to find a full array of very cool, accessible games and resources. Just awesome. We see lots of tactile and braille items. And if you look here, we'd also have it broken down by language and counting development, sensory exploration, STEM resources, which I love. I love our STEM resources. They're great for homeschoolers. They're great for any kid, but homeschoolers definitely want to take advantage of that. And as I mentioned, tactile braille learning. Just awesome. What a great resource. The last thing I will show you is, of course, we looked at ebooks and more last week, talking about book flicks and true flicks. Of course, you're going to find here, for instance, how to get started with Overdrive and Libby here. You can also find the newest arrivals to Berks County Libraries. And then this is kind of enhanced and newer, our tutorial section. So the tutorial section is great. If you see here, this is kind of just below is going to be the highlights. But if you click here, you can explore the full catalog here. But you'll find that there's different information as far as computer programming. If you have somebody in your family or in your life that wants to know very basic computer skills, or they want to learn more about how to use email, or maybe you want to review or learn new Microsoft skills like Excel, Publisher, Word. And of course, right now in the era of all things virtual, we have two great tutorials. Microsoft Teams, learn how to use it, and Zoom, learn how to use it. Many of us are very familiar with either of these or all of them because of work or because of school. But there are also many that are not familiar, and it can be very intimidating. And I have found that these tutorials are a great resource for people that maybe they want to join or you want to join a Zoom program with the library for free, but you don't know how to join a Zoom meeting. Well, there's a great, easy video to show you how to do that. We also have many coronavirus resources up at the moment. And then further down, as we talked about before, you have book flips. There's Power Kids, Power Teens, auto repair resource, which is great. I'm pretty sure there's also small engine repair. And this was the other really cool, real quick, social media. If you wanted to broaden your social media skills, or maybe you know somebody that's been struggling and they wanted to get started on Facebook, they're not sure how. Again, great place to direct them to. But I also wanted to show you this, how to get started with genealogy. I know there have been many, many, many patrons that have been taking the last, several months with a little bit of extra time at home, and this has become a hobby. And so, yes, I found this to be really interesting. I learned a lot just by looking at it last week, and I loved the internet resources in here as well, in addition to the local resources that I spoke of earlier. Here, you have more national resources. Again, I think oftentimes people, you initially think, oh, ancestry.com, and that's just one tool of many. So, with all of those things combined, you can really dig in and find out some very cool things. All right, well, that is all I have for you today. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of some of maybe a couple really cool things that you didn't know about that are available to you for free on the website. And as I mentioned, next week we're going to dive in a little bit deeper to this guy right up here, My Account, and we'll look a little bit more about what that looks like, how you can use it, and some different options available to you there. Have a great day.